Not far from the river Indus, there once lived a Persian farmer by the name of Ali Hafed, who owned a large farm with orchards, grain fields, and gardens. He was a wealthy, contented man, contented because he was wealthy, and wealthy because he was contented. One day he was visited by an ancient priest, a wise man from the east. The priest sat by the fire and told Ali Hafed how our world was made. He said the Almighty thrust a finger into the fog and slowly turned it round and round, increasing the speed until it gradually became a ball of fire. And then he said, the ball of fire rolled through the universe, burning its way through other cosmic banks of fog and condensing the moisture until it fell in floods of rain upon its surface, which cooled the outer crust. When the melted mass burst out and very quickly cooled, it became granite. That which cooled less quickly became silver, and even less quickly, gold. And diamonds, said the ancient priest, diamonds are congealed drops of sunlight. Declaring diamonds the highest of God's mineral creations, the priest said that one stone the size of Ali Hafed's thumb could purchase the whole country. If Ali Hafed had a mine of diamonds, he could place his children on the thrones of countries throughout the world. Well, Ali Hafed went to bed that night a poor man. Poor because he was discontented, and discontented because he thought he was poor. I want a diamond mine, he repeated to himself throughout his sleepless night. He woke the priest early the next morning. Will you tell me where I can find diamonds, he asked. Diamonds, said the priest. What do you want with diamonds? I want to be immensely rich, replied Ali Hafed candidly. Then go along and find them, that's all you must do, advised the priest. But I don't know where to go, Ali Hafed pleaded. Well, said the priest, if you look for a river that runs over white sands between high mountains, you will always find diamonds in those sands. I don't believe any such river exists, Ali Hafed challenged. Of course it does. There are many of them, said the priest. All you have to do is find them. Ali Hafed went to the window and looked out, his gaze fixed on the mountains that bordered his farm. I believe you. I will go, he resolved. He sold his farm and collected his money. Leaving his family in a neighbor's care, he went off in search of diamonds, starting with the nearest mountains. Next, he searched in Palestine. Finally, he wandered Europe. When the last of his money had been spent, he stood in rags at Spain's Bay of Barcelona, watching the waves roll in. And soon the penniless, hopelessly wretched man cast himself into the oncoming tide and sank beneath the water, never to rise again. One day, continued the old Arab guide, the man who had purchased Ali Hafed's farm let his camel into the garden for a drink. As the beast lapped the brook's clear water, Ali Hafed's successor noticed a curious flash in the shallow stream's white sands. Reaching into the water, he withdrew a black pebble with an eye of light that reflected all the colors of the rainbow. He took the curious stone into the house, put it on the mantle, and returned to his chores. Some days later, he was visited by the ancient priest. The moment the priest saw the gleam from the mantle, he rushed to it. There's a diamond here, he shouted. A diamond. Has Ali Hafed returned? No, he hasn't returned, and that's no diamond, the new owner answered. It's nothing but a stone from out there in the garden. But I know a diamond when I see one, the priest insisted, and I tell you, that's what this is, a beautiful diamond. Together they rushed to the garden stream. They stirred the white sands with their fingers, and lo, discovered more stones, even more beautiful and valuable than the first. Thus was the diamond mine of Gonda discovered, the most magnificent in history, exceeding even the Kimberley silver mine. For decades, every shovelful from near that stream revealed gems that would decorate the crowns of monarchs. The Golconda diamonds to this day are the purest, most priceless white diamonds ever mined. They are so precious and rare that you probably never will see one in a store, at an auction, in an estate sale, or on the ring finger or around the neck of a celebrity. It is said that if you seek to own a Golconda diamond, you never will. The Golconda diamonds are passed quietly among the owners and from generation to generation without notice. It is said that the Golconda diamonds must seek you. Had Ali Hafed remained at home and dug in his own garden instead of wandering aimlessly into a life of frustration, poverty, and finally suicide in a strange land, he would have had acres of diamonds. This, of course, has spawned